Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. I'm a Colombo Australian woman living in Melbourne, obsessed with everything bookish. And today we made it to day 9. Today is 24th of December of Christmas Eve, and we are gonna do, for the video today, we are gonna do Bookscars 2020. The best of my reading year. So the best of the best. So I have a few categories here. I'm gonna pick the winner for that category and we will move on. The first category is favorite debut book, and by debut book I mean that was the first novel published by that author. And in this case the winner is the contemporary romance Red, White and Royal Blue by Casey McKinston. It was amazing. I read it during the pandemic. It was just what I needed. It's a male-to-male romance that takes place between the White House and Buckingham Palace. The next category is best comic novel or comic book, and I have two in this category. One is Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. The three of them, I have read all of them and they are so cute, and the illustrations are done by the author. Ooh. But the next one and the winner for this category is Book Love by Debbie Tung. She is an amazing artist. I feel identified with everything that is in this book. Book Love is about just our love for books and what it means to be a book lover. The next category is a book that lived up to the hype. So it means that a book that was everywhere at some point. Everyone was talking about it in BookTube, in all blogs, and for that I have picked Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. This book was released in 2014 and I remember everyone was raving about how good this book is. And I read it this year. This book is about a pandemic and I read it at the beginning of the pandemic. It lived up to the hype. Of course, very scary because the way the pandemic is, it was quite close to what we are living right now, with the caveat that the mortality of this virus is actually like 99%. The next category we have a book that felt like the biggest accomplishment, and for that I need to pick 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. I read it in Spanish, which is the original, and it's a complicated book. It wasn't a favorite. I understand why it won the Nobel Prize. It is magical realism, and I think it was the first real magical realism that I read. It is so confusing. There are so many generations. I think it's 20 something the generations across 100 years, and everyone is called the same. Oh, it is very confusing. If you have read it, you will understand. If you are thinking about reading it, just bring pen and paper to keep track of the genealogical tree. The next category we have is our favorite character. Of all 117 books, it was really hard to pick one character, but I'm gonna say Esme from the Dictionary of Lost Words by Pip Williams. We start when she's a child and we see how she grows and what she does with her life. And this book was such an amazing adventure. It's about how the Oxford Dictionary started and how the people who were in charge of it decided what words were included and what words were excluded of it. Next category is the least favorite character, and I actually didn't have to think much about it because I have it clear, and is Esteban Trueba in The House of the Spirits by Isabel Allende. I also read this book this year, which is a novel magical realism from Latin America, from Isabel Allende, a very famous author. And I had really high expectations, and unfortunately I hated that book with all my life. I wasn't expecting it to have so many trigger warnings that actually they don't tell you about it before you start reading the book. And the main character, the male main character, Esteban Trueba, is a piece of shit. He is everything that I hate in humanity. And the next category is book with the best twist, and I'm gonna pick The Wife and the Widow by Christian White. Amazing. I didn't see it coming. Oh my god, Christian White has become one of my favorite authors, and he's also Aussie, so yay. Next category is favorite couple, and for that I actually gonna pick Heartstopper by Alice Oseman. In this graphic novel we follow Nick and Charlie fall in love, and it's amazing. Yeah. Next category is the book that you push the most people to read, and for this one I'm gonna pick The Unhoneymooners. I really enjoyed this book. It's a romance, enemy to lovers type of romance, and I just enjoy it so much that I pushed my entire book club to read it. So yeah. Book cover of the year is the next category, and it's Some Below Water by Bethany C. Morrow, and this cover is just beautiful, and the sequel that is coming next year is even better. So wow. The next one is the best book adaptation that I watched this year, and for that I'm gonna pick Emma by Jane Austen. Not only I watched the new adaptation of Emma, but also I read Emma this year. Next category is new favorite author, and for this I have to pick V.E. Schwab. Oh my goodness, V.E. Schwab wrote The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, which was in my top best books of the year. And if you haven't watched that video, just go watch it. I'm gonna leave the link with the playlist down in the description box. But also she wrote Vicious and she wrote The Shades of Magic. She is so talented at creating alternative fantasy words that I'm just amazed, and it's one of my favorite, and she has become an auto-buy for me. I will read everything from her. Next category, we have the guilty pleasure of the year. I'm not sure what will classify as guilty pleasure, but I'm gonna go with this one, Erotic Stories for Punjabi Widows. And I'm just gonna go with it because of the title. This was a surprise. I wasn't expecting it to be as wholesome as it was. So it is funny, but also you get a mystery in the middle. So you are trying to figure out what's happening. But I mean, with the title, you can just imagine the type of conversations that you experience in the book between Punjabi widows and their sexuality. Doesn't it sound like, oh, awkward? It is awkward, but funny. So I think that I'm gonna classify this as a guilty pleasure. Then in the category of best documentary or best non-fiction, I have plenty of books. It's hard to pick the best because they were about different topics, but very important topics. So on one side you have So You Want to Talk About Race, but on the other side you have Know My Name by Chanel Miller. And that's the winner that I'm gonna pick. It's all about her story with her sexual assault that took place in a university campus, and they went to trial, and her identity was hidden until after the trial, when she decided that she needed to tell her story because the guy just got free, unfortunately. Now moving on to best author, and for this I'm gonna pick Elizabeth Acevedo. I read 3 books of her this year: Poet X, The Fire on High, and The Clap When You Land, and all of them were amazing. She made me feel all the feelings, all the feels out there. She makes me cry, she makes me laugh, and because she's a Latinx author, I can kind of feel identified with some of her stories. Then in the category of cinematography, I'm gonna say the best world building book that I read this year, and for that I'm gonna pick a series, and it's The Wayward Children by Seanan McGuire. There are already 5 books out. I believe they are quite short. In each book you discover a different universe. The second to last category is best book in translation, and for that I'm gonna pick a book that is from originally in Japanese, and it's Convenience Store Woman by Sayaka Murata. This is also part of my favorite books of 2020. I really enjoyed it, and it was a massive surprise. I wasn't expecting it to be that good. And finally, the best award of the day, and is the best book of 2020. And for that, I have a very close competition between two books. On one side we have Clap What You Learn by Elizabeth Acevedo, and on this side we have My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell. I have to say this one, I have raved about this book so much in this channel. It just had an impact on me. I kept thinking about it many weeks after reading it, similar to the impact that A Little Life had on me. I think it is such an important story to tell. Sometimes it actually reads like a memoir or a non-fiction book. I just had to remind myself that it was a fiction because I just feel like I know Vanessa, and that's something that doesn't happen with many books. And that's it. Those were the book scars of 2020, the best of my reading year. I'm gonna leave the questions down in the description box in case you want to answer them, or in case you want to reply to this video. Thank you so much for watching, and tomorrow we have our last Bookmas video. Yes, we did it! Almost there, 10 videos in 10 days. Yeah, and tomorrow is all about my kind of 2020 reading stats, but also what are my goals, my reading goals for 2021. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to follow me on social media and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss a video, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye! And Merry Christmas!